like it is now?
Right.
Or did that come later? We'll have to ask Clark.
Right, you do have to ask. I think I do remember the Bacchosaurus movie. I think I remember that one.
You remember that back in 1975?
Yeah, well, no. I wasn't here.
Okay, sure. Neither was I. Stop looking at me like that.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder.
What does that mean?
All right, we have another band that's coming on through here. As the Bacchosaurus goes past us here, the St. Catherine Drexel Marching Band. Let's take a listen in to this all-female band led by Morgan Stewart.
Float 19, the space race for space. This is referring back to the 1950s when the United States and the Soviet Union were fought to get to space first. Of course, Russia beat us into orbit.
Yeah.
But we beat them to the moon.
Yes, we did.
And we're trying to get back on Artemis.
Yes, we are, and that had to be unfortunately delayed. Obviously, they found some issues.
They want to make sure everything is running smoothly
yes.
for Artemis. They don't want to, they go up there with issues.
They want this to be a smooth and seamless operation, and that is exactly what we want for them. And I have to say, when Artemis gets up there, you are so excited about this.
I am a massive space nerd and have been forever.
Yes, you are so excited about Artemis going up to the moon. But again, American John Glenn was the first to orbit Earth in 1962. NASA established in 1958, and Russia put the first man in space in 1961. Float 19 here, race for space.
Maybe a shrimp neck pillow for Whitney?
I have no idea. I'm not going to lie to you. I've not seen many neck pillows being thrown.
It's getting to the point where I almost feel bad for Whitney because she is so determined.
Maybe Devin has any luck. Did she find any neck pillows or more socks?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like
Whitney has made it a mission, a personal mission.
Yeah, we'll check with them in a second, but that's walking by us right now. That sound, it seems like forever bands. This is the Booker T. Washington High School Marching Band, led by band director Charles Jackson. It's going to be behind this float.
Behind the Race for Space float,
Right behind the Race for Space float.
The parade, the floats and bands just keep on a-coming.
Oh, yeah. Every time I think that it's the same band, it is definitely a different band.
And then they start competing with each other when they make the loop.
Oh, man. The competition always starts at the beginning of the parade. It's always really fun when the bands get to really compete with each other. But again, looking right now, Booker T. Washington High School Band. Let's listen in. All right, so you got, that was Booker T. Washington High School band that was going through.
They're great.
And it's really cool that all of these bands are starting to go through, and the floats are even starting to line up throughout here. It's all filling up.
They're finding parking spaces.
Yes, they're finding parking spots, and we're going to see where Devin Bartolotta parked at here.
I'm hoping she found some new friends.
Yes, Devin, what's going on down there?
I am always making friends. First of all, my neck is getting very heavy, so much so that I think I'm going to need a pillow pretty soon. I've gotten a lot of socks, but no pillows. I've tried. Whitney's even texting me from across saying, go get the neck pillow, and I haven't succeeded. Okay, I've got a unique group here. This is Julie and Terry and Evan. Now, here's the catch. These two are experts at Mardi Gras because Evan is a 6'10" stomper. Julie is a cherry bomb, but this is Terry's first ever Mardi Gras. I love it. Tell me what do you think?
We're loving it, especially to celebrate with family.
I know they've had to describe to you what it is like, but it's so hard to describe what Mardi Gras is like until you're in it. What are you feeling?
Well, excitement. I love getting eye contact and catching the throws. Yeah.
What's been the best part for you? Telling mom about it and then showing her?
Watching them experience it and then having family involved in the parading is really fun.
Tell me about that, because you said they marched along with you, right?
They did. I had some bomb squad with me. Their muscles were out. They were helping us march.
I love it. So are you both exhausted at this point in Mardi Gras?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, not yet?
Yeah. Wednesday, yes.
Wednesday we rest?
Oh no, I'd say totally energized. I mean, we were in tote earlier today, but when you're at really honestly, you're so energized, you're ready for whatever's to come, and I mean, this is a great time, right? It's Mardi Gras. Space and time don't matter. You're in the moment and you're having a blast.
That is so true. Space and time do not matter. All right, and you're in the middle of it right now. All right, 2 more days. Are you ready?
2 more days.
Yes, 4 days. Yeah. Are you ready? A couple more days. Yeah. Got it. All right, Terry's in it for the long haul. All right. Thank you guys so much. Happy Mardi Gras to you. Thank you.
Have fun. Happy Mardi Gras.
Yes. All right. Well, we're going to work on neck pillows and making Terry's first Mardi Gras amazing. I might have to hook them up with Lauren and Ashley, who we talked to earlier, climbing on the fence. They know what's up, so we might have to send them over there.
Yes.
I don't know.
Give the newbie some tips.
Yeah. You know what? You can never go into your first Mardi Gras unprepared.
No.
You need help. You need help. You need
Yes.
assistance.
You need people that
the
will prepare
veterans.
this. And it's always good to see the first Mardi Gras for people and how they're experiencing it, Devin.
I know. This is such a great, amazing place to spend your first Mardi Gras. There are people who do this their whole lives and never get to see the rendezvous up in person and see the floats this close up. It's really spectacular.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm glad that they're having a good time. Devin, have you got anything new other than what's all that neckwear you got?
Wait, she's coughing. Wait.
Oh, okay.
I got a call.
We'll let Devin get herself together.
All right. With the additional weight of beads on her neck, we desperately need to get her a neck pillow.
Yes, we do need to get her a neck pillow.
The old neck pillow, the old cannoli from last year is worn out.
I'm not seeing any of them. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not seeing many people walking around with the neck pillows.
Maybe they threw them early? I don't know.
This is what we mean here when we talk about the floats coming around, and it's really great because they park inside of the convention center.
Now, it's interesting. It's dark, but they usually do relight them.
Yeah.
And they're all lit kind of on the perimeter of the convention center. So all of the floats, the pieces of art you get to enjoy through the night.
It's really cool to see them all parked inside of it. So when the party gets started, after the rendezvous, after all the floats go through, it's kind of cool.
The party hasn't even started yet.
No, I can't believe that.
The rendezvous is kind of the party after the arrival of the parade, and the parade is still coming in.
Yes.
So the real party hasn't even gotten started yet.
Oh, gosh.
And what time is it?
I don't know. I need a nap.
We have to work tomorrow?
No, I need a nap.
Do we? Do we really need to work tomorrow?
It is going to be a really good time. People have still been in good spirits, and the great thing is you're starting to see, thank you so much. I'm on the news right now.
How you doing? How you doing?
We're seeing people that are getting off the floats
those
like
are some
we
of
just
the
saw
riders
here.
coming off. How y'all doing?
Some of the riders.
All right.
How you guys doing? Hi. Nice to meet you. Some of the riders, when they get off of the float,
you think they're tired? They've been riding all day.
They're tired,
and they're just getting to the party now.
It's a marathon, baby. It's not a sprint. You got to make sure you have fun time. Stop sprinting.
You see, I made the mistake. I sprinted.
No, take your time. Rest a little bit.
That's my bad.
Party a little bit. Go to different parades. I got to tell you, I've never logged this many steps in my life. I've been walking around that parade all day.
I should be a lot thinner based on how many steps I've taken.
Exactly.
But alas,
yeah, I've been moving around. Oh, right? Oh, here's a
speaking
good
of
one.
whales, speaking of whales, here's the Bacchawhoppa. How appropriate as I discuss my weight.
Oh, Chris, you're not a whale. You stop
All right,
that.
the Bacchawhoppa. I'm looking for the baby Whoppa.
Yeah.
Who is the new addition.
Yeah.
The Bacchawhoppa debuted in 1991, which is the opening of the Audubon Aquarium of the Americas.
And look, that year's Bacchus was Steve Guttenberg. He rode on its tail. It's
cool.
a tandem float, 85 feet long. It has 75 people on one float. And as you mentioned a little bit earlier,
the baby Whoppa.
The baby Bacchawhoppa.
So one thing that they were throwing, and we were able to get a sample of these, is that the Bacchawhoppa, they're throwing cigars to celebrate the birth of their new baby boy.
Oh, I need to go ahead and get me one of those.
Mrs. Winston Churchill over here is hoping for a cigar from the Bacchawhoppa.
I need to get me one of those because I am a cigar connoisseur. So I need to see if Whitney's down there. Whitney, I don't know if you can hear me, but grab a cigar.
Whitney is not trying to get cigars for you.
Well, she's trying to get a cigar. There she is right there.
Oh, there she is.
She has something on her head now. Whitney, what do you have?
Hey, this was from the space situation. I'm over here trying to get some socks. Hey, you got socks in your hand. Can I get one of those?
Just give her the whole pack.
Oh, Whitney just jumped on the float.
I'm going to follow him until he gets me these socks.
Whitney,
he's trying so hard to get me these socks. He can't get them. Wait, you got them. You got them. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Oh, good.
All right. Hey, how y'all doing? Okay, I want to introduce y'all to somebody. My best friend from Houston, Texas is here tonight, and I want to introduce y'all to her real quick. Shanna, my best friend. Hey, say hey, girl. Hey. I have known her since I was 14 years old, y'all. This is my bestie. I love her so much. Anyway, I just want to give her a shout out because she's never been to a Bacchus ball before.
Oh, first timer.
Yeah, it's a first timer, and it's a good time. But like y'all said, we didn't get any neck pillows, and I'm really upset about that. Okay?
I'm not seeing any.
I'm like, where are they at? Is this a lie?
I don't know.
Somebody has to figure this out. Whose band is this?
This is the Craigmont High School band.
Another from Memphis.
Another from Memphis. Let's listen.
When the Krewe of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous return on WWL Louisiana. Coverage of the Krewe of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous on WWL Louisiana.
All right, we're continuing our coverage here at Bacchus 57th Rendezvous. And we are now moving to float number 22, America's Pioneering Woman.
This is honoring the American women who have broken barriers. Sacagawea, the Native American who was crucial in the Lewis and Clark expedition as they searched the Louisiana Territory. Susan B. Anthony, Clara Barton, Sandra Day O'Connor, Amelia Earhart, all featured on this beautiful float.
I mean, this is fantastic. Of course, a tribute to the America's Pioneering Women. Look at that, and I love how they did the history behind this one. I am looking over here, and I'm almost like tempted to go to Patrick Warburton's table. Where's our producer, Ian?
I think he's eating. Would you let
Ian,
him eat in peace?
Can we go get Patrick? Because I need to see if we can get him on over here.
You were just desperate to get your Family Guy questions.
To get my Family Guy questions in. I have so many questions about Joe Swanson. You know, I love that character. So, I mean, I just really want to talk to him.
I understand. We'll get him.
But also, too, looking at these
He had a long ride today. Let him get a bite of dinner first.
Oh, yeah, a long time. And he's also coming at the end of it. I'm sure that he's exhausted. Yes. All right, we have another band that's coming on through. This is KIPP Atlanta Collegiate Royal Marching Band. This one out of ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. Let's listen in.
You are now looking at Float 23, which is celebrating America's 49th, and then following, it's a tandem, the 50th state.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? The best way to remember which came first, Alaska or Hawaii?
Right.
You know that old show, Hawaii Five-0?
Yeah.
It was called Hawaii Five-0 because Hawaii was the 50th state.
Oh.
So then Alaska was 49, Hawaii was 50.
I thought it was for the police.
Yeah, but it was like a tie-in with Hawaii being the 50th. Don't make it more complicated than it is. I'm trying to help you here with history.
Oh my goodness.
Why do you have to be so complicated?
I always have to push the boundaries.
Yes, you do.
I always have to push the boundaries. We just had another float that's going by again. You know, it was the first in an American territory. Speaking of history, 1898. Both states were ideal for military bases, actually.
Hawaii, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Alaska, the defense of the Arctic. Yes, absolutely. So, and beautifully decorated floats.
Yes, it is. I mean, I wonder as they went through this theme, how long it took them to decide how they wanted to design each
Well, you know,
float.
it's funny. I was talking to Clark about it, and he said they had already had the idea a few years ago that this one, in the 250th anniversary, they wanted that to be the theme. So they'd already had that idea a few years ago.
Right.
But it just so happened that the government is calling the celebration America 250.
Right.
And that is already what Bacchus had decided to do a couple of years ago.
Right,
so it worked out well. But you're right, I don't know, that's such a broad idea to all of American history. How do you sum that up in the floats?
Right. All right, another band coming on through. This is the Renew Schools All-Star Band led by Brandon Kelly, a combination of 3 Renew Schools, Laurel, Dolores T. Aaron, and Schaumburg. So that's around 120 students. Let's go ahead and listen in. right, this next float, a living legend. Float number 24, American Civil Rights. I say living legend because it looks like they have Ruby Bridges.
Yeah.
She desegregated New Orleans schools in 1960. It's depicted on the front. Certainly a theme that we want to see here during this Black History Month. This is the float discussing the struggle for social justice for African Americans, with some of the biggest demonstrations happening in the 50s and 60s.
And what an honor for her to be represented on the front of the float like that.
Yes, Ruby Bridges actually still, to let you know that some of those struggles are not too far gone. Ruby Bridges obviously still alive and still talking and sharing her story of how she desegregated
you learn about in history,
schools.
and these are people that are still around.
Yes, though it's not that far back in history. 14th Amendment granted equal protection to all. 15th Amendment gave black men the right to vote. And Brown v. Board Education, we know, in its separate but equal. So taking a look, that also being a part, I say Black history, but it is American history.
It is, very much so.
So that is one of the new floats that is going by. It's just so fun seeing everybody start to get off the float and to see that they have energy.
Yes, as the
nobody is exhausted. I'm like, I'm exhausted.
You see some of the riders, they're in their costumes, and some of them look a little spent, but I tell you, they'll get their second wind.
Oh no, you always get the second one, especially when the band starts.
No, absolutely. And the party hasn't even started yet. We've got the band.
Oh yeah.
The stage performance is coming up later on tonight.
Woo.
So that's when the rendezvous really gets going.
Man, we need an espresso shot.
Yeah, where's the coffee station?
Yes. All right, so this is KIPP Central City Academy. Let's take a live listen in. All right, you just heard from KIPP Central City Marching Band. They're continuing the number of bands that are marching inside of the Bacchus Rendezvous.
I want to take a final count of how many bands have already come through and how many are left to come through.
To our knowledge, there was about 44 bands that were marching throughout the parade. And there have been a number of people who have been going through the parade. I know that we didn't see him inside of here, but I believe Drew Brees also rode on the float here.
He did ride. I don't know if he
parade.
actually made it into the convention center, the rendezvous.
Probably exhausted.
I'm tired, and I didn't even ride.
He's probably exhausted. I mean, hey, he's Drew Brees. He's got a lot going on.
There's a lot he's doing right now.
He gets excuses.
Yes,
he gets to do it.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
More to come when the Krewe of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous return on WWL Louisiana. exclusive coverage of the Krewe of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous on WWL Louisiana.
All right, and welcome back. We are joined now by Bacchus 57.
Yes.
Patrick Warburton, thank you so much for coming in. How was the ride?
The ride was magnificent. Truly the greatest honor and experience of my life. One of the beautiful things is I have my entire family here.
Oh, wow.
Also my sister, brother-in-law, and their family.
Yeah.
And I told them all, I go, I don't know if anybody actually deserves this honor to get to ride as the king of Bacchus. You know, I've always loved New Orleans, and I've always found it to be one of the great, beautiful American cities that has more culture and character than any other city in this country. And I've worked here before, I've visited here, never in my life would I have ever thought that I'd get to do this.
Right. What was the best part of the ride?
The ride's like 4.5 hours the whole time, but you stay present and you understand, you play the role. A bit pompous.
There's a little bit of that, absolutely. You are
play
ruling
the role.
the city.
Yes.
You are ruling the city.
But at the same time, the hearts, love,
Yeah.
making eye contact, throwing free jewelry to people.
I have to say, this costume is elaborate. Is it all that it's built up to be? Did you like all the things that you have here?
Your regalia, how was that, the fitting and everything?
Oh yes, when I put this on and I looked in the mirror, I said, you are a king.
And you're taking it home. It's going home with you, right?
Yes.
Well, I hope so. I don't know. Does this go to the Mardi Gras Museum or something?
No. I think you take
you should
it.
just leave with it.
I'm going to take it.
Just
They
leave
won't
with it.
stop you.
Josh Duhamel, who was a king, sent me a video, a message today, congratulating me. He's on vacation in the Bahamas, and he had his crown and put it on.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So, George Grimes, who runs it, he goes, what are you doing with your crown on vacation? He goes, I knew it was Bacchus.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sunday, so I
I
brought it
love
with
that.
me.
So what advice did the other kings give you?
I have fun, enjoy, but embrace and you've got to play the role and enjoy every moment of it.
And you
it's an opportunity of a lifetime. It's something that you'll never do anything like it again as long as you live, and you have to know that every moment that this is just such a rare. So I really truly am grateful and honored. I really am, even though I play the king and, a bit arrogant.
Oh my
A bit
goodness.
arrogant.
Now, something you and I talked about on Friday was you've learned other kings can ride again incognito. Is that something you're going to want to do?
Well, I don't know if I'll be incognito.
Mask up, and you want to be in it.
Well, my dear buddy Kevin Dillon was the king a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he's actually the guy who threw my hat in the ring. So
Really?
I love Kevin, and I'm thankful for that. Yeah, he's a good guy.
You have connections to New Orleans. Do you have any family down here?
No family here.
Yeah.
But I did shoot the great film Joe Dirt 2 here.
Okay.
Yes. And I was killed by Christopher Walken.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Speaking of filming, I screamed because I am the biggest Family Guy fan. and to know that Joe Swanson is standing next to me.
We're stuck together.
Your voice is one of the most distinctive voices I think I've heard in animation. And so I would really, truly appreciate a little Joe Swanson. Was a little bit of that in there, or did they ask about that at the Children's Hospital?
Not at the Children's Hospital.
Oh, no.
You hope they weren't watching Family Guy.
Well, hey, my nephew
maybe
watches
an
it
Emperor's New
sometimes.
Groove.
Also now, curiously enough, Disney owns Fox, which means Family Guy is Disney.
Really?
But I would hazard to say we're not going to see a Quagmire or a Herbert character walking around the parks.
Not at Disney
That's not
World.
going to happen. No,
Maybe Disneyland.
no. But we're gonna go to the Clam a little bit later if you want. Come by for a beer, doll.
I would
I'd like to
love-
buy you one. Yes.
How long have you been on this show?
Like 30 years, I guess.
Goodness. Oh my gosh. Do you still love it, or is it just changing and ever
Absolutely.
evolving?
Yeah. I used to apologize for being on that. You know, my parents hated it.
But it pays the bills.
My mother literally tried to get it off the air.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes, she's a member of the Parents Television Council.
Oh, God.
I tried to get it off. Yes. Yeah, true story. But I feel like, you know, those horrible cartoons like South Park or Family Guy, we kind of need them for satire.
Right.
Equally, you know, offensive across the board. You know, all the writers are Jewish. They do more Jewish jokes than anything, you know. I just found out 6 years ago, I grew up very Catholic. My father was actually in the monastery for 3 months. And then found out through, you know, the saliva DNA testing that I was 12.4% Ashkenazi because my mother's father was adopted. So the first text I sent was to Jerry Seinfeld. I go, Jerry, I'm 12.4% Ashkenazi. He immediately welcomed me to Yidland. I think the moral of the story is we are all one. We're all everything.
Absolutely.
That's why I love New Orleans.
This is a melting pot.
It is. Of culture, tradition, and all the different ethnicities. And I just learned, you know, the difference a couple months ago, you know, as I studied for this, you know, the difference between Creole and Cajun, you know.
Glad you learned.
I just love the city, the food, the culture, the people.
And we love you back.
One thing that the folks with Bacchus have told me is that in recent memory, you are one of the only ones who completely embraced everything Bacchus and New Orleans had to offer. You were here a day early. You wanted to do everything, and the crew and the city of New Orleans appreciates everything you have done because you truly embraced what it is to be Bacchus and part of Mardi Gras.
So honored to be here and to have my family, to share it with my family, you know, was so meaningful. But I love now that I feel like I'm actually a little part of New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, you're already in there.
You are in here. You are in the family. You are a New Orleanian.
Wait, I hear you're going on a comedy tour.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, is this the first time that you're doing this? Is your first time venturing into comedy on stage?
Yeah, well, I never headlined till a year and a half ago, and I spent the last year and a half headlining. So I've toured most of the country, including Alaska and Casper, Wyoming.
Wow.
I've been to New Orleans, so we're going to remedy that, and I'm going to do some shows here. So yes.
This is a very Catholic city, and your stand-up special is still Catholic.
Yes. Just seeing that. We're bad Catholics, but we're still Catholic.
You know what? None of us are perfect Catholics.
Yes.
No, none of us is perfect.
No, none of us are perfect.
So what are you looking forward to now that the ride is done? How are you going to spend the rest of this evening as king?
Cocktail or two, not get ahead of the game. I have a speech to make.
Yes.
Your subjects are awaiting.
It's a toast. It's not long or lengthy. But I got to get through that. I've already lost my voice on the float.
Oh, you'll never lose that voice, honey. Ever. Ever. Don't you do it. That's the money.
That's the money
Damn
maker.
That is where all the money is.
I never thought I'd become better known for my cartoon voices.
I'm sorry. Well, to be fair, I did watch Seinfeld as well. So.
Good.
But I had a crush on Jerry Seinfeld. That's another conversation.
Hey, high five. I'm done. Look, it was hard to talk to you and not try and do some of the voices that you're known for in your career. Do you find that a lot?
Yeah, I get it.
You know, it's hard not to.
There we go.
Squint the eyes and
just
get a little bit of.
Oh my God.
The poison.
That's right. Yes.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco's.
Yeah, you just take Krunk. Krunk's a little bit down here like that, yeah. He's a little bit sweeter because even though he's a henchman, he liked to cook.
Does his own theme song.
Joe's a bit more officious because he's a cop. Yeah. So everybody can always tell it's my voice because I'm not exactly a chameleon. Well, there are some voiceover artists who everything they do sounds different.
That's
not
Mel
me.
Blanc going back in time.
Yes.
He sounded different in every character.
Yes.
But you're still a
Maurice
beloved.
March. He's a great,
But still a beloved character.
Yes. Thank you.
As all of your characters are.
Well, you are a beloved king. We've heard such positive things about your ride. And first of all, meeting you, I was so excited. And I was yelling for you. If you didn't get up from that seat to come over here, I was going to come grab you.
She was about to interrupt your dinner.
I was going to get you.
To get you.
Who would ever say no to this young lady? Yes.
I was coming. I was coming for you.
Should I get out of the way?
I'm glad you're here.
You wouldn't have had any.
Should I get out of the way?
You wouldn't have had any trouble, darling.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Patrick Warburton, you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure. Thank you both.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
I'll leave these two. I'll leave these two alone. It's
We'll be right back, guys.
Or will we?
Get out of here, Chris. We'll be right back.
You are both lovely.
Oh, thank you.
More to come when the crew of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous return on WWL Louisiana. Coverage of the crew of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous on WWL Louisiana.
All right, and welcome back as the parade continues here at the Morial Convention Center, the Rendezvous, Bacchus 57. We are now joined by crew captain Clark Brennan.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yet again, another very successful parade and rendezvous.
We pray a lot.
Yeah.
Weather could not have been better.
Weather was beautiful.
It was perfect.
So far, I haven't heard of any issues on the parade route. The crowds were huge. I just got to be thankful.
Yes.
Because it's a lot.
How was this year? How was this ride?
Yeah, the ride?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the crowds are huge. So the weather helps. I believe our great king, Patrick, did a wonderful job. Drew Brees was in the parade as well.
Yes.
So I think that the double punch got a bunch of people out.
I have to say, you guys do some serious preparation for this. You also do some studying, some history lessons here. How long does it take to come up with the themes for these floats?
So we try to plan themes 2 years out.
Oh, wow.
So what was pretty cool about this thing, we picked America 250.
Yeah.
2 years ago. And then the country's theme is America 250. We look like geniuses.
Yes, exactly.
You think maybe they stole your idea?
Or they stole our
They might have had a spy on the inside, is my thinking, yeah.
Well, I know there was a phone call made from the government to someone, and they said that I'm told we need to talk to these two gentlemen. And the guy said, well, don't do anything. Don't spend any money, because the crew of Bacchus is spending $7 million for America 250.
We could save some tax dollars. Let Bacchus do it.
I know.
Yes.
I mean,
are you excited about, it feels like this grows every single year, especially the rendezvous.
Well, Mardi Gras is growing, which is great. We're not really growing.
Right.
We have 1,500 members. We have about 1,700 riders. And we, this is a private party. So it's members. You got to get your tickets from your members. So I personally don't want to grow a lot because you lose the service level.
That's true.
And I have to answer to my members. And so I want my members to be happy, first class, everything for them, taken care of, one price. Well, it's different prices per float depending on what they're going to throw.
Right.
But as far as their dues, one price takes care of everything.
So you don't foresee, as Mardi Gras seems to be growing, you don't foresee Bacchus trying to get more members, more floats, move
Not
the
as
venue.
long as I'm the captain.
That's good to know.
And look, I got a lot of people saying, we could put 2,000 more people in here. I just do not want to do that because you're going to lose the quality.
Quality over quantity.
Correct.
And that seems to be Bacchus. That is Bacchus in a nutshell.
I mean, we're here to put on a show.
And the crew to really start that. This is the one that started the super cruise, the tandem, the celebrities.
And look, we're not a super crew anymore.
Yeah.
You've got Irish with 3,500 riders. You've got Endymion with 3,500 riders. You've got Usus with 3,000 riders. So I'm happy. That's what we started for. My dad started in '68 to bring Mardi Gras to another level.
Right.
And he planted that seed, and now we're seeing the fruits for that.
One thing that we've noticed is a lot more lights on the floats in the convention center. Is that something that
technology.
A little bit more technology?
Technology.
Yeah.
Now we still, I'm asked a lot to really put more lights and stuff, but we still want the classic light bulbs.
Right.
And Endymion does an amazing job with their lighting. Beautiful.
Right.
I still like the classic look.
That's true.
Now we still have some lighting for sure, but most of these floats still have the little light bulbs on them.
If you could go back, you'd have horse-drawn floats, wouldn't you?
Sir?
I said if you could go back, you'd have horses pulling these floats.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
But it is.
No, they couldn't pull these floats.
Not the Bacchawhoppa, not the Bacchagator.
No.
But again, there is a progress to be made, but also to hold back into that tradition.
Sure. We're always looking to push the envelope, but still with our core group of members. Yeah.
As captain, obviously you have a lot of pressure that's on you. Now that the ride is finally over, is it a time for you to relax, or are you already thinking 2 years ahead?
I'm looking forward to the great show.
Yeah.
Again, thank God everybody's okay so far.
Yes.
That's all I can ask for. A great day, great weather, great time, great crowds, great king. Yes. Barry Kern doing great floats.
Yes.
He and I were just looking at some floats and said, he's like, man, that really looks like a good float. And I said, it is. I said, there's a family called the Kern family that does it. He laughed.
Again, it is that history, and what's interesting, your dad starting Bacchus, his dad starting the studios, and that generational continuation.
That generation of that mindset, the open-mindedness, the push the envelope, those guys are no longer with us.
Right.
And you have great people that really changed the face of New Orleans. And many of them were members of my dad and his members and his guys. But Barry Kern, he's a visionary, And so there will be another generation that will do that and take us into another era of New Orleans.
Right.
We're still riding on the old guys' coattails.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a good place to be.
Absolutely.
That's a good place to be. Nothing wrong with riding those coattails. That was talent back then.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you so much for
thank
coming.
y'all.
Congratulations
Mark,
on a good ride.
So good to see you.
Yes,
Congratulations. Congratulations. We're looking forward to next year.
All right, looking forward to it. We will be right back as Bacchus 57th Rendezvous continues.
More to come when the crew of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous return on WWL Louisiana. Exclusive coverage of the Krewe of Bacchus 57th Parade and Rendezvous on WWL Louisiana.
Barry, we don't want to keep you. Barry Kern joining us. I know you're working right now. You're busy.
Yes.
You know what?
You're trying to get these floats in.
I'm not as busy as I have two sons.
Now,
the fourth generation of Kerns in the float business.
Oh my goodness.
Are they kind of taking the reins?
Are they taking the reins? So they have taken the reins. they literally, no, it's great. You know, my grandfather and Owen Brennan Sr., Clark's grandfather, they formed a crew called Bacchus in 1949, 20 years before this parade. For tourists that came to New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
And Mr. Brennan Sr. passed away, and the crew stopped to be. They used to take the Alla Ball, and they would recreate a ball at the Lions Center for tourists that came to New Orleans.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? And in 1968, Pip and Dick Brennan walked into my dad's office and said, hey, we want to start a crew. We're going to call it the Merry Men of Sherwood. And my dad said, wait a minute, guys. You might not know this. My dad was about 10 years older than me. He said, your dad, Pip, your father, and Dick, your brother, had a crew with my dad. They called it Bacchus. So you guys got to call this Bacchus. And that was Bacchus. They had the charter and everything.
I have never heard that story.
Yeah, that's how it started.
That is fascinating.
Yeah. So that's where the name Bacchus came from. And of course, think about what Bacchus has done, just like this theme.
Right.
It really is amazing. You know, Mardi Gras continues to grow, and Bacchus saved Mardi Gras.
Right.
Literally in the late 60s when we had tourism was down, our hotels didn't have the occupancy, and we needed something to bring it up. And it was a change that happened. It was an amazing thing that happened to New Orleans.
How has this season been? How has this carnival season been so far?
This season's been incredible. The weather's been great. Last night we had a great night because the rain waited.
Right.
It did.
So we were putting floats away, but it was quite wet.
Get the floats dry and then get them rolling to this morning.
Exactly. But today's been great. Every day's been great. But Bacchus, the crew, we're already working on 2027.
Wow.
We have 2028 sketches we're already working on.
You're kidding.
Yeah, my kids are much better managers than me.
Oh, God.
I would have been about a year or two behind, but we're already working on what the next thing's going to be. And Bacchus is always a show that people love to see because listen, think about it, America 250.
Right.
We just saw every great thing this country's ever done.
Right.
All brought up and happening here, our history in front of us, and that's what Bacchus does.
Yeah.
It kept New Orleans relevant and keeps the world knowing. Mardi Gras has continued to grow because of the advent of Bacchus, and crews like Bacchus inspired Endymion, which inspired Muses. And all these crews came together, and of course it all started obviously 150 with Rex.
Right.
But Bacchus was a spark. And then you had Orpheus.
For maybe the modern Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
You go back in the history of Rex, St. Thomas.
Exactly.
But yet, Bacchus kind of started the modern movement.
Listen, I mean, Mardi Gras, we today in Mardi Gras, there are 34,000 people that ride floats in New Orleans.
Right.
25 years ago, that number was 13,500.
Wow.
City of New Orleans has gotten smaller, but Mardi Gras has gotten bigger. This is the thing that we do better than anywhere else on earth. We put on great events, and Bacchus was the nexus of it.
I've seen the design of the floats and the designs for a lot of crews changing and evolving over the years. What new things we may have missed this year that people should take a look at?
Well, what you're going to see is lights are getting better, lighting's going to get better, animation's getting better. All the things that, technology is helping us. We're doing this work. Mardi Gras is our biggest venue for what we do, but we do it all over the world now. Everybody copies New Orleans. They love what we do. There's Mardi Gras parades. Mardi Gras has become global.
Right.
I mean, we're doing it in Japan and theme parks in Japan and Orlando. Everybody's copying what we do, but at the same time, we're over there doing that. We're learning things in these different venues like these theme parks So we're getting new lighting techniques. We're learning about animation, and we bring it back to Mardi Gras and help make it a better thing too. So it's like we're kind of sharing, and all this stuff comes together. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. I was noticing, I said, were some of these floats moving differently? Were animatronics added?
Yes. We've done, there's a lot, the new Bacchawhoppa.
Okay.
The Bacchawhoppa, a lot of animation on that float, really, really cool. It's got so, literally, in my lifetime, and I'm 63, but I've seen Mardi Gras from when I was a kid before Bacchus. I can remember before Bacchus. The floats when Bacchus first came around, 12 to 14 people.
Wow.
And Mardi Gras had 3,000 members.
Wow.
Right? When my grandfather, when my grandfather built the first float for Allah in 1932 in the back of a garbage wagon, there was maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people in all of Mardi Gras. And it was a little thing. And to see the growth in my lifetime, it's amazing.
It's become global, as you said.
Well, it is. And you know what? It's our calling card to the world.
Right.
Because it brings everything we do great, music, the food, and everyone comes together. And nowhere else on earth do people come together like they do in New Orleans.
You're right.
And that's what makes people love New Orleans, because we all come together. We all love each other, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's how we feel.
We have our issues, but we do something really well.
We come together these 2 weeks.
We always come together for this.
We come together, and you know
right.
what? It's a great thing.
You're right.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Everything
Happy
you're doing
Mardi
is
Gras.
It's
fantastic.
almost
We got a couple more days.
It's almost done.
We got a couple more great days. It's going to be fantastic.
It'll be fun, and then you're ready for next year.
Whoops, we're right on it. Happy Mardi Gras,
Happy
guys.
Mardi Gras.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
Mardi
Thank you
Gras.
so much. All right, we've got our own Whitney Miller still down. Maybe or maybe not she caught a neck pillow.
I didn't get one neck pillow.
Oh, you know what? You're out. You're fired. We're done.
Fired, baby. Heck no. Okay.
Oh, I love you.
I mean, listen, did y'all find a neck pillow out there tonight?
I don't think they had
Oh, I
them.
actually did, yes.
You did?
Oh, they did.
Yes.
What kind of neck pillow did you get?
I think it was an aviator neck pillow or something.
come on.
What? They lied to me. They said there's no neck pillows.
They did say that.
That was the flight.
I'm not leaving here tonight without taking a neck pillow home.
Oh, we
Steal
gotta-
somebody. Is
We
this
have
all
to
right?
check back in with the captain.
We had a great time. Did y'all have fun tonight?
Had a great fun.
Yes, these are my girls. We had a good time out here, even though I didn't get a neck pillow. Chris Franklin, you got to come out here next time and help me get one,
I'll
okay?
come down there.
Yeah, we got to hunt these things down.
Yes, at least you didn't have to chase behind
I
them.
didn't, but I should have chased when
But she was
Captain
ready.
America was around. I
I
should have chased
know.
him.
I know.
He doesn't like people, but I could have chased him. You know what I'm saying?
It's all right.
All right, Whitney, thank you. You've been so fun. We're going to go over to Devin Bartolotta. Oh, look, Devin's got a lot
She's
of
got all
stuff.
kinds of stuff.
Things have escalated. I don't know if the beanie is in season or not, but whatever. All right, we're checking back in with Lauren and with Ashley. I want to see the loot.
Okay, we also have bags underneath us, so this is all our loot.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We got our socks.
There's a lot of socks.
Oh.
This is everything I got tonight.
There's like a lunchbox in there.
We got lunchbox, train hat, train whistle. Anything you can imagine, we got.
Plane, trains, automobiles, so I can drive them all.
You really could. You have run out of room for hats on your head.
I have like 4 or 5 hats, so we have run out of room.
My bag is not nearly as full as yours. It's mostly socks, but I'm very happy about that. Oh, we got some more.
Socks and interview.
All right, what's your, I gotta know your overall review of Bacchus. What do we feel?
We are getting stuff thrown at us currently.
My second favorite parade next to Irish, just because I love the color purple.
You know, that's a pretty good review. All right, woo!
All right, Bacchus is a 10 out of 10. So
10 out of 10, we'll take it.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna send it back to you guys.
10 out of 10.
Oh, I love it.
And it's great. Look, Whitney is having a hard time, and Devin is over there still catching some. I don't know.
A little reversal this year.
It is a reversal.
There's a little bit of a
Last
reversal.
year, Whitney had it all.
Yes.
I mean, we've really
She
got to
carries around a bag that is
It's like this tall.
it's
I'm not
massive.
joking.
I could fit in it.
Yes.
She could roll me around, and I'm curious how many throws she's caught.
I am very
She was
curious.
determined to get that neck pillow, but you know, you can't win them all.
You know what? It's really great. I turned around while Devin was speaking. The entire convention center is lit up right now. All of the floats are parked and they're lit up. People are taking floats with them. Patrick Warburton, it was amazing.
Oh.
I mean, all of the float riders.
He was like a kid.
Yes, he's so amazing.
Excited.
And also all of the float riders are having a good time. It's so funny because while the parade has now officially ended, the party
the band
has
hasn't
started.
come out yet. Patrick Warburton will make a bit of a toast, a brief speech. He said it won't be long. A brief speech, just I assume thanking the crew, thanking New Orleans for welcoming him with open arms. But he truly embraced everything New Orleans and really.
Oh my
there's
God!
Whitney's bag.
We got a shot of Whitney's bag, guys.
We could fit 2 people in that bag.
That is the amount of things that are inside of her huge bag. And I'm hoping I get at least one more pair of socks. I know she has more.
You can get one more.
Thank you, Whitney. Share the wealth. Share the wealth.
Oh man.
We weren't able to catch that much this time, but we had a good time.
Chris can't get nothing. Chris can't get nothing.
Chris, you get nothing.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, this has been a really good fun time, Chris.
Put them up, put them up. All right, yes. It has been so much fun. And again, the party here at the Rendezvous is really just starting. The parade is kind of the first part of it. And then the bands come on and the night really does get wild after that.
Yeah.
The barricades where they've kind of created roads in the convention center, those will come out so everyone can fill in all the open spaces.
Right.
And the party continues, I don't know, 3, 4 a.m. And then what's amazing is that the folks at the convention center have to regroup and get ready for Orpheus here tomorrow night.
So
they've got a very quick,
overtime.
They got a quick turnaround, and then of course Mardi Gras Day, and then after that, we can finally breathe that sigh of relief.
Oh God.
We can take a nap on
All
Ash
of us
Wednesday.
need to take a nap because there's no snap right now. There's no sleeping.
We've still got 2 more days to go.
Yes, we do.
And we still got all night tonight.
And we're going to have it all live for you right here on WWL Louisiana and WWL Plus. So make sure you tune in. Tomorrow we got your Lundi Gras coverage and all day Fat Tuesday coverage as well. We're still keeping the good times rolling.
Keep them rolling. I'm Chris Franklin.
I'm Cherise Gibson. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone, at Bacchus 57th Rendezvous.
Hail Bacchus.
Hail Bacchus.